everyone, and welcome back to the Children's Corner. Let's begin with the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. If you'll notice, I have today a very special guest, and that's because I'm going to tell you a story about the little red hen. And this is our own little red hen.
Who I raised myself.
Ella raised her from about an 8-week-old chick. And so she's going to help us to tell the story of the little red hen. Once upon a time, there was a little red hen, and she was very excited scratching in the barnyard because she found some seeds. And of course, what do we do with seeds, David? Yes, she's smiling. What do we do with seeds, David? We grow them. And so the little red hen said, I'm going to grow these seeds. Who will help me to plant these seeds? Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the cat. Not I, said the pig. Well then, I will do it myself, said the little red hen. And she did. And the time came to weed. And the little red hen asked her friends, who will help me to weed the wheat? And what did they say?
Not I.
Not I, said all of her friends. And so the little red hen said, well, I will do it. And she went out and she dug in the dirt with her claws. And you can see our little red hen here has quite the claws with which to dig in the dirt. So they almost look like dinosaur feet. They're pretty amazing and pretty sharp. Yes, they do. And so the little red hen said, it's time to water my wheat. Who will help me to water my wheat?
Not I,
said the dog.
Mm-hmm. Not I, said the cat. Not I, said the bat.
And not I, said the pig. So the little red hen said, then I will do it myself. Not I, said the pig. I will do it myself then, said the little red hen. And she did. And the wheat grew tall and beautiful and green in the summer sun, and it was time to cut the wheat. And she went again to her friends and said, who will help me cut the wheat? And what did they say?
Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the cat. Not I, said the pig.
I will do it myself then, said the little red hen. And she did. And then, when her wheat was cut, it was time to take it to the mill. And those bags of wheat, the wheat kernels were very, very heavy. Michael, could you bring us some kernels of Gretschka? Some kernels of wheat? So this is Gretschka, which is buckwheat, and you can see all the kernels of the wheat. And this is what she took to the mill. And they take the individual kernels of wheat to the mill.
And grind them up.
And they grind them up, and that becomes the flour. So turn it around so they can see. Yeah, there we go. And then, yeah, move here. There you go. So they take the kernels of wheat in a big bag, and they take it, and you can imagine this little hen trying to carry that big old barrel of wheat to the mill, right? So she said, I will do it myself, and she took it to the mill, and she ground it into flour, beautiful, fine, white flour. And she came home, and she said, who will help me bake the bread? And did her friends finally decide not to be quite so lazy? What did they say?
Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the cat. Not I, said the pig.
Not I, said the pig.
Not I, said the bat either.
And not I, said the bat either. Even the bat wouldn't help the little red hen to make her bread. And so the little red hen said, yeah, I will do it myself then, said the little red hen. The little red hen got the beautiful fresh loaf of bread out of the oven. And I don't know if any of you have ever had fresh out of the oven baked bread, but this would be a really great day to make it. It would make your house smell so delicious, and it's not hard.
And we do it on Pascha. We make the sweet bread.
We do make sweet bread on Pascha with milk and eggs. So the little red hen said, who will help me eat the bread?
I, said the dog. I, said the cat. I said the pig.
And the little red hen said, oh no, you will not.
You didn't help me plant it.
You didn't help me water or weed it.
You didn't help me cut it.
Or take it to the mill. And you didn't help me bake it either.
So I will eat it all myself.
No, she doesn't eat it all herself. She has help to eat it, but who helps her to eat it? Her chicks, of course. So here are the little red hen's chicks that will help her. Where's the bread? To eat the bread. Where's their loaf of bread, Ella? Yeah. Here they will help to eat the bread. Here, let's give some.
Make a little custard.
And
chicks.
here is some for Mama Hen, who did such a good job. There you go. Look at you.
Can I feed her?
You can definitely feed her. Go ahead. Oh. She has a very sharp beak. Oh, she left us a present. Look at this. Oh my goodness. This is very special.
It's an Easter egger. It's an egg from an Easter egger. She dropped it on the floor. There's a very special kind of hen that lays green eggs.
Yep, David, come out of here. But we kind of played a trick on you. This is actually not from this hen. It's from one of our other chickens.
Yeah, the brown one is from her. But
The brown one is from her. So we're going to put her away for now. Careful, careful. There you go. That's it. Oh, she doesn't need to eat that whole piece of bread.
Escaped hen.
Now that we have said goodbye to our special guest,
yes.
yes, our special guests, we are going to continue reading Satchkin Patchkin. And lo and behold, the title of today's chapter is The Brown Egg That Will Not Hatch. I'm going to give you the brown egg, but be careful with it, it doesn't hatch. Once upon a time, there was a little green magic man. His name was Satchkin Patchkin, and he lived like a leaf in an apple tree. The apple tree grew by the hedge at the bottom of a long, untidy garden. At the other end of the long, untidy garden was a small, untidy cottage where Mother Farthing lived. Its windows were cracked, its doors hung askew, but the thatch on its tip-tilted roof was new. So were the curtains that hung in the old woman's bedroom. It will take more than 2 pence and a silver crown to mend the doors and windows, Mother Farthing said. So she went to the market and bought a remnant of bright-colored cloth to hang at her broken windows. Out in the garden, the wind was loosening the tangled grasses and blowing the blossoms down from the apple tree. As the old woman stood looking up at her newly hung curtains, a drift of white feathers swirled about her feet. She stooped and collected a few, smoothing them with her fingers. My hands have left enough feathers behind to make a cloak for the little green magic man, she thought, and began to search for more. About the wild and weedy garden she went, stumbling among the tumbled grasses, briar and bramble, snatching and catching her skirts. At last her pocket was full of feathers, downy and brown and white and light, and a few little ones as black as night. All the long morning the old woman sat at her scrubbed kitchen table, sorting and stitching the softly curling feathers, fashioning a cloak for Satchkin Patchkin. I stitch and I sew, but the cloak does not grow, she sighed. She finished the cloak as the sun slipped down behind the hill, and a little shivering wind leapt up in the garden. Opening the creaking and heavy, ill-fitting kitchen door, Mother Farthing called in a tired voice, Satchkin Patchkin, hear me lift the latchkin. Satchkin Patchkin, hear me lift the latch. Like the sound of a silver bell came the clear reply, You have forgotten to throw the thimble into the jug,
It was not milk I wanted.
answered Mother Farthing.
I have made you a cloak from the finest feathers my 7 hidden in the garden.
That was a kindly thought, said the little green magic man, and he landed soft as thistledown on the old woman's outstretched hand. Spring may be waking the daffodils, but the winter chill is still in the evening wind. I shall sleep as warm as a bird in my feathery cloak. Blow me away, he commanded, and the old woman blew him off the palm of her hand. He drifted like a puffball into twilight. Mother Farthing woke the next morning to hear such a clucking and squawking, so much loud chicken talking, that she thought at first her room was full of hens. She sat up and saw it was not. She stood up and looked out of the window. Halfway down the long, untidy garden, in a hollow stump by a bramble clump, the small black hen was sitting. She was making so much noise that Mother Farthing hurried out to see what was the matter. Her bare feet loose in her unlaced shoes and her shawl flung over her nightgown, the old woman ran through the damp and dewy grass. Oh, you know what? Let's show that to our viewers too, because we saw the egg from the hen, and now we're seeing another animal that lays eggs, a crocodile. There's lots and lots of them that lay eggs.
You know that literally says alligator
Oh.
on the page, right?
Oops.
3 inches above your finger.
I wasn't reading it. Okay. David said crocodile, and I said, okay.
Well, David can't read.
The hen cackled and clucked and sat cozily tucked in the mouse-lined hollow tree. The old woman lifted her up and saw beneath her 7 beautiful eggs. 6 were as white and meek as milk, and 1 as brown and sleek as silk. Mother Farthing knew at once this was the work of Satchkin Patchkin. He had gone by night in the moon's low light to the farm at the top of the hill. He did not wake the farmer from his bed. He knew that the lean man, the mean man, the man without a smile, would not give him what he wanted. He went instead to the hen house and whistled the eggs from under the broody hen, sending them bowling, merrily rolling down the hill to Mother Farthing's garden. In due time the white eggs were hatched, and 6 yellow chicks with legs like sticks went cheeping and creeping through the tumbled grass. Yet still the black hen sat on the smooth brown egg, and it did not hatch.
And the black hen is Oz is Star.
We do have a black hen named Star, that's right. The chicks grew stronger, their legs grew longer, they lost their sun-colored down. And these chicks that we have, they are just in that period of losing their soft feathers and getting their bigger feathers. So they live in the house right now, down in the basement.
Because they don't have enough feathers to go without the heat lamp outside.
So in another couple weeks, when it gets really warm and we can all spend more time outside, then the chicks will go outside too. But in the meantime, they stay cozy and warm.
And they have to get bigger so that they can have good defense against the other hens.
Soon I shall have 6 fine young birds to take to market, thought Mother Farthing as she fed them. Yet still the black hen sat on the smooth brown egg, and it did not hatch. There is Whoa, that one, there's something about that egg that's not quite right either. There's something about this egg that is not quite right, thought Mother Farthing, taking it and shaking it and holding it up to the light.
I do believe it has a spell on it.
Hardly had the thought come into her head when she heard the silvery sound of the little green magic man singing, Satchkin, Patchkin, the brown egg will not hatchkin. Satchkin, Patchkin, the brown egg will not hatch.
What use is it then?
Asked the old woman, looking about her to see if she could find Satchkin Patchkin. Like the clink and the chink of a spoon in a glass came the clear, tinkling reply. Take it and break it and make me a honey cake. That sounds like a good thing to do with an egg. Without another word, the old woman turned and went quickly back to her cottage. The fire needed tending, and while it was mending, she fetched from the larder the bowl for mixing the cake. Then she took the brown egg and struck it smartly with a knife. As the silken shell broke, a great golden yolk fell heavily into the bowl. The old woman put the broken shell on the table and picked up a fork. With a click and a clack and no sign of a crack, the 2 halves of the eggshell joined themselves together again. As soon as she lifted the new-formed egg, Mother Farthing knew by its weight that the shell was not empty. What do you think? Is that empty?
No.
No. Once again, the egg broke, and a great golden yolk slid down into the bowl. The old woman put the 2 halves of the shell gently on the table, and they instantly joined themselves together again.
Of course, this egg won't do the same thing.
How do you know? It feels like it because we get eggs every day from the chickens. Milk! Oh,
Milk I have plenty, and eggs I have plenty.
cried Mother Farthing.
I will make not one, but a whole batch of honey cakes and take them to the market to sell. When they are sold, I may have enough gold. When they are sold, I may have enough gold to mend my broken windows. The best cake, though, I will keep for the little green magic man.
It was almost night, and a faint starlight was flickering in the sky when the old woman made her weary way down the long, untidy garden. In a white cloth, she carried the best of the honey cakes. Without saying a word, she put the cloth on a flat stone under the tree and turned to go back to her cottage. Behind her, she heard the last trill of a bird, and then, sweet and clear, the voice of the little green magic man. My name is Satchkin Patchkin, and I live like a leaf. In the apple tree. All right. So last time, remember, we learned a song. Let's sing it again so our friends at home can sing it with us. A birdie with a yellow bill hopped upon my windowsill, cocked his shining eye and said, ain't you shamed, you sleepy head? For those of you who have teenagers at home, you can wake them up in the morning with this lovely little song.
Please don't. You'll be extremely annoying.
So, there is another song that we sing, and it's a promise, and lately, this last week especially, every time we go outside just about, we see something new and green poking up out of the earth. And so this song goes, spring is coming, birdies build your nest. Weave together straw and feather, doing each your best. We have also today a new clapping game, and the words are very simple. There's only 3 of them, and it's double, this, and that. But it goes like this. Double, double, this, double, double, that. Double this, double that. Oh, okay, let's start again. Double, double, this, double, double, that. Double this, double that, double, double, this, that. So you can see, you can make up your own clapping games, but we share one a couple times a week, maybe more, just to get your creative juices flowing. What you do with the seeds that we give you in this program, we would love to see.
You can do it on a wall too.
You can,
Double,
but I'm not a wall.
double.
So what you do with the seeds of creativity that we gift you in this program, we would love to see. Again, we have a blog, bringbackhop2020.com, and under each video of the Children's Corner, there is a place where you can post your comments, you can post your creativity, your ideas, your pictures of what you have come away with, or just pictures of fun things that you've been doing. So what we have now
Is a egg and spoon race.
uh-oh. So if you drop it, you can go back to the beginning, and no running, only walking. You can also challenge yourself and see
How fast you can go.
how far you can go around the house without dropping it. So this can be
Stairs, down
yeah,
the stairs.
up the stairs, down the stairs. That's a great challenge. You can do it 1 person, 2 person. What?
We'll start here, so they go that way.
Okay, cool.
Actually see what they're doing.
Okay, great. You guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. And it's very simple. You need a bigger spoon and a roundish object. I found potatoes, something that will not shatter upon impact. So probably don't want to use eggs that haven't been hard-boiled. Okay? Go. And back again. Oh, nope, you got it. David, you have to take your thumb away. Okay, go ahead.
I can run back and forth.
Oh, yeah, there we go. This will keep us busy for hours. All right, come back, David. He just went up the stairs. All right, no.
And the child has disappeared
I
into
think
the
it's
abyss.
going upstairs and down.
All right. Yeah, just listen to what Michael wants to do, okay?
It's hatched out of over there.
What?
Over
We
there.
don't need that. We don't need that. We just need the child what you're doing.
No, Ella needs it. She needs this. There you go. Okay. So,
Hold it just like that.
So first we draw a circle.
is that the body or the head?
This is the head.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be an exact circle. And then we draw a line to let it out it. A little line here. Here. And here. Now we add the beak and the eye. Next we add this here. The bob. And then here's the feet. The wing and the feathers. And this is how to draw a chicken.
That's how you do it. Chicken. What about a chick? Chick looks easy.
A chick is a little circle, and then another little circle, and then a little triangle for the wing, an eye. If you want the beak open, you can go like that, and legs. And if you want the beak closed, you can simply draw another chick with a closed beak.
Fantastic. So as you can see, it's pretty simple. And if you do decide to join us in the Art with Ella, so hold on to your drawings of the chickens. We're going to be using them. We're going to be adding to them throughout this week. The theme of our nature notes this week are birds, and so we started with the birds that are familiar to some of us and that give us those delicious eggs. By the end of the week, you will have all the materials you need to do something really fun. So we're going to close today with a few words from Iville to Youville, and this is called The Goddess Conceit. While we're reading Iville to Youville, you are welcome to try your hand at drawing chickens. From
Landscapes.
or
Chickens in them.
chickens. From the moment Stubborn met Serenity, he couldn't feel at ease. No one in Iville had ever heard of a place called Youville. At first, his friends were interested, but mostly out of curiosity. As for his parents, they were far too busy to concern themselves with answering his questions. He decided that Youville wasn't really an important place, since no one had ever heard of it. After that, he shouldn't have been interested anymore, because no one in Iville had time for simple and unimportant matters. Stubborn, however, couldn't stop remembering his meeting with Serenity. Have you ever had a meeting with somebody that you just couldn't forget? They were such a special person that it always stayed in your heart? Yeah. It wasn't just the memory of his new acquaintance, but the idea of being the discoverer of somewhere unknown that excited him. So he decided to tell his family that he was going on a trip to find Youville. They were very upset. "What does this girl have that we don't? What did she tell you, and why are you talking about her all the time?" asked his sister. Now that Stubborn stopped to think of it, Serenity hadn't really said that much at all. He was the one who had done all the talking. It was just the way she had been listening to him, and something about her smile. She had something different than the people he knew in Iville, something he just couldn't express in words. "It's not only about her," replied Stubborn. "I want to discover the kingdom that she's from. What do you think, Dad?" "I think you should ask our queen before making a decision. She'll definitely know about Youville. Listen to her advice and then decide what to do." "I agree," said his mother. "First go to the queen. She knows everything. It would also be a good opportunity to send our greetings to her. If you go on this adventure to find Youville," she continued, "you'd better succeed. Just imagine everyone talking about you. You'd be really famous. Be sure to make us proud." "Tomorrow," said Stubborn, "I'll go to the palace." Whoever wanted to see Queen Conceit had to write down his questions. Only after the queen had examined them carefully would she agree to see the person. Stubborn stayed up most of the night, writing and rewriting his question. If you could only write one question to an important person, what would that question be? So, we closed last time with the prayer from St. Patrick, which begins, "Christ with me," and today we will add to that and say, "Christ with me." Ella, David, you guys ready? "Christ with me, Christ before me."